Hi, my name's Isaac, and this is a brand new 2024 Honda CR-V Hybrid all-wheel drive Sport L. And today, I'm gonna review it for you guys. There's a man loading a tow truck directly next to me. Can you hear that noise? I'll tell you, I get the most beautiful scenic spots to shoot these videos, and then tow truck.
Before we begin, I'd like to thank Sioka Honda of Williamsport, Pennsylvania for allowing me to borrow this vehicle to review. For all your Honda needs in the Williamsport area, I'll leave a link to their website in the description below.
That's gotta be a t-shirt design now, right? Me saying, tow truck. I think it's funny at least. Anyway, moving to the front end of the new CR-V, I've actually never reviewed a CR-V before on this channel, but what better body style to start with than this brand new one? I think Honda has done an excellent job of making this stand out in the mid-size SUV segment, while also retaining the corporate Honda design that it shares across all of its vehicles. You'll have really sleek LED headlights right here with LED daytime running lights that double as your LED turn signals. Then moving further down the front end, you'll have parking sensors that dot the lower portion of the front grille. And then if we move up to the windshield, there is a camera located up there that works with Honda's safety sensing technology. So automatic emergency braking, lane keeping assist, stuff like that.
Moving underneath the hood on this CR-V Hybrid, it's powered by a gas engine that is paired to two electric motors, producing a total of 204 horsepower and 247 pound-feet of torque.
Moving to the profile of the new CR-V Sport L, starting down here with the wheels and tires, you're going to get 235 60R Bridgestones around these 18-inch blacked out wheels. I love when a car manufacturer says, we need a sport trim, but how do we make it sportier? Aha! We'll just give it black accents all over the vehicle. Or, as Honda would say on their window sticker, unique sport exterior styling. Though, admittedly, this does look a little bit sharper than a traditional CR-V would. Continuing on here, you'll have a blacked out mirror cap with a turn signal indicator and blind spot monitoring incorporated into it. Now, some manufacturers will just give you a little triangle that lights up as the blind spot monitor, but not here. Honda said, we'll give you a whole car and a half, just so you are 100% positive that is the blind spot monitor light, and that's what this is telling you. I really do like that attention to detail. And then if you have the key in your pocket, you can tap this, that'll lock the vehicle, and then you can put your hand behind the door handle, and that will unlock the vehicle with keyless entry. As we move further down the profile, this is just a tap to pop open gas cap, no pull latch inside. And then as we move around the rear, I think it's very funny, they have the blacked out sport badge, but the CR-V badge is still chrome. What are you doing, guys? Come on, get it together. Is it all blacked out or is it not? You also get a chrome slash blue accented hybrid badge right here. I think that's a neat little badge. And then you'll have a backup camera right there. And Honda has been doing this for a while on the CR-Vs. I think even the first generation of CR-V did this, having the all-wheel drive sticker on the windshield in right about that spot. Now, this does at first glance appear to have dual exhaust, though it is only a single exhaust, you can see right here, but for symmetry's sake, they made it a dual exhaust look, though that doesn't go anywhere right there. You will have parking sensors along the rear and the ability to open up your lift gate from a button, and that will give you access into the rear here. A fair bit of storage in the rear. I actually really like this, and you do get a 12 volt back here little light and some cargo tie downs, which is convenient as well. One thing you unfortunately do not get on this hybrid model is a spot for a spare tire. This does not actually move anywhere. You can see I'm trying to lift it up. This is just a flush space because the hybrid battery is underneath this. But fear not, you can pop this open right here, and you do have a fix-a-flat kit kind of hidden away. Now, fix-a-flat kits are not my preference, but it is nice that they've still, this is hard to do one-handed. There we go. It's nice that they've still included that here on the CR-V. Then if you want to close the liftgate, you can just tap that button and it will lower it automatically. Now, before we move to the interior, I want to highlight the key fob very quick. You'll get lock, unlock, panic, remote start on this model, and another way to open that rear liftgate, you can tap the button right there. That will also open and close the rear liftgate as well. So a lot of functionality here on the CR-V, but that's what Honda has always been known for with this SUV. Moving to the interior of the new CR-V, it's really nice in here. I especially like the climate vent design right here. Now, this obviously is not one continuous climate vent. It cuts off right about here and then continues a little further down for that passenger side vent, but I think the styling is so unique and very sharp, very upscale and premium feeling. And that just continues throughout the rest of the interior. I'm excited to highlight it. The first thing I want to talk about, I hope it does it here. So if I open the door, is it going to do this? Yes, it gives you this nice like Honda greeting when you open the door. It says hybrid right there. We'll turn this on really quick, bring everything together, but I just really like that calming sound that it gives you. And then moving over here to the door panels, this is soft touch here. This is also soft touch to rest your arm on. Window controls, mirror controls, power seat memory settings because these seats are power operated. The back goes forward and backwards. You'll also get up and down and lumbar support, which is really nice to see. Then you'll have another button to open up your rear liftgate, traction control off, and then moving to the steering wheel. There's a lot to get to here because there are many features on this thing. First off, it's very comfortable, wrapped in this leatherette material with orange stitching. Now that orange stitching continues throughout the interior. You can see it here on the shifter and the seats. I think that is a neat design addition because you would say, oh, I have a black interior, but it's got the cool accenting too. So it makes it a little less drab in here. And with the other details that this has, yeah, thank you. With the other details that this has in here, I think it really brings the interior together. So you'll have paddle shifters right here, which is not something I would normally expect to see on a CR-V, but this is full of surprises, like the fact that this is a normal traditional gauge, but this is a digital screen over here. So they haven't gone fully digital with the gauge cluster, but they've kind of half committed to it here on the new CR-V. That's not a bad thing though. It's nice to have a functional traditional speedometer, and then having your digital tachometer over here really allows for a lot of customization and different things that you can mess with on the screen. A lot of manufacturers are starting to go that way, and so there's a lot of different things that you can tool with in there. And then, you know, when you look at different drive modes, you know, that's in sport, we have normal, we have econ, and then snow, and that's going to change how the actual screen looks, which is a cool little detail as well. There is definitely a lot to like in here and a lot to mess with when it comes to settings. You know, you have a lot of different things that you can look at. So moving on to the infotainment system right here, speaking of a lot to look at, there are quite a few things that you can mess with. This, of course, has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but you also have some other cool things that you can do, like Honda Link, which links to your phone and gives you some additional features through that. You also have, of course, Bluetooth and different apps that you can mess with in here, your clock, compass, display mode, power flow. You can look at the power distribution with the hybrid battery, which is a neat addition as well. You can really tool with quite a lot in this screen. And then if I put this into reverse, you'll see a pretty standard backup camera. It does have guiding lines if I turn the wheel, which is nice to see. No 360-degree top-down view here, but there's more than one view. You can kind of get the wide-angle view, you can get a little bit more zoomed-in view, and a top-down view here on the camera. You also have the ability to have the parking sensors on the side, so if you start getting close to something, those parking sensors will go off, and you have that additional view there. So there is a little bit of customization in this screen, even though you don't have that full top-down view. I do like you also have the ability to adjust the brightness of the backup camera from there, and you don't have to go through a menu. And of course, it's worth noting there is a physical volume knob and physical home and back buttons, as well as skip, which is very, very nice. Everybody has clamored for those for quite some time. Nobody likes a rocker for the volume. And then you'll have your hazards incorporated into the previously mentioned sweet climate vent design right there. And then down here, there is a hybrid mixing of old and new. So you have a physical button here for the heated seats, which is always nice to have actual feedback, but that is kind of a digital display right there. And speaking of digital displays, if we turn on the climate controls, you can see these will come up with like low, and then you can adjust your temperature in there. And then if we turn it off, it all goes away and kind of gives you that flush, sleek design again. You do have some physical buttons right here for heated mirrors, heated rear glass, and your different mode selector. And then down here, you'll have USB, USB-C, a 12 volts, and a wireless phone charger, which is nice to see. And then here is a traditional shifter. Nice to have a traditional shifter and not some sort of button layout. Honda knows their market, even though Honda does have buttons in some of their other vehicles as their shifters. I think the new Ridgeline has that. But then down here, you'll have your drive mode selector, hill descent control, which is really cool to see in a CRV, electronic parking brake, and brake hold right there. And then you'll also get two cup holders, a little tiny storage area right there. And then opening up this center armrest, nothing to write home about in here, pretty standard, just gives you some storage. And you'll get a pretty decently sized glove box as well. This particular model does have a sunroof, so we can open this up. It is not a panoramic one, but nice to see regardless. And then this is a standard auto dimming mirror. There's no camera incorporated into this, but it's still obviously functional. And oh yes, you get the white LED lights. No yellow light. I prefer the white LEDs. Let's see if they're white here too. No, it's yellow here, but LED here. So you can just see the difference in the lights. I much prefer that. I think it gives you a little brighter look, especially at nighttime, but I suppose you're using the little mirror here quite a lot less than you are with the map lights. So anyway, very comfortable front section of this car overall. Let's take a quick look at the rear seats. Moving to the back seats of the CRV, this isn't something I would normally touch on, but it's a very cool detail that I didn't want to miss. The door actually opens up 90 degrees back here, so if you're loading in specific cargo or maybe younger children, this is really easy to access this space back here. Most doors kind of only come about this far, and you're stuck in between here trying to load people in, and so this is a really awesome detail that Honda did not overlook. Another really awesome thing is that these back seats actually recline, so you do get some ability to rest back here and spread your legs a little bit more than you would in some of the other competitors. I have this seat just about where I would sit at 5'9" up front, and I have 5, maybe 6 inches of leg room, and I have a great deal of headroom because of the reclining feature here. I probably have, again, probably 5 inches of headroom, so very comfortable and spacious back seats. You also do have the ability to fold this armrest down for 2 cup holders, and this seat has some storage, but this one doesn't. And you do get 2 climate vents and USB-Cs back here. So rear seats, not a bad place to be on the new CR-V. All right, driving the new CR-V in the Sport L with the hybrid. So we're getting on the highway here. I'm giving it the pedal to the metal. It sure sounds like it's going, though it is a little slow on the draw. Most people probably aren't buying a CR-V for the acceleration. They're buying it for its practicality and functionality. And the other benefit of this thing is it handles really nicely. It is a very smooth ride, and it's very comfortable. This is a pretty bumpy highway that we're on right now, and it's taken it pretty well. And you don't feel a lot of those bigger bumps on this thing. And once it gets up to speed and you're accelerating, it does accelerate pretty fast here. And the steering and cornering is nice too as I merge over here. Yeah, it definitely feels very comfortable overall.
Well, that is just about going to wrap up my review of this new CR-V. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Before I go, though, I'd like to mention that I am a Christian, and if you have any prayer requests, I would love to be able to pray for you. You can leave those in the comment section below. And lastly, I like to close out on a weekly scriptural reading. This week, I'm in James, chapter 1, verse 19. Know this, my beloved brothers, let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Take care.